AWA is back here this evening with yet another AWA TV episode. This time it's episode 9 as we continue the road to Golden Gauntlet, where the road to WrestleFest begins. Now, before we get started, a couple things. Firstly, Option A, Part 3. The main event match between LA Knight and Gunther. Unfortunately, my footage corrupted, so that is not able to be posted. I cannot go back and re-record things and do things like that. I've tried everything. I cannot get it. So unfortunately, that footage is gone to the abyss. There's nothing I can do. On to other things that are a little bit more promising. Golden Gauntlet will take place, I'm not sure when yet, but it will take place relatively soon. I should have all the kinks worked out to be able to record bigger and better things when it comes to that. So far, all the matches currently confirmed for Golden Gauntlet. Gunther and LA Knight one-on-one for the AWA Championship. Cora Jade defends the women's world title against Liv Morgan following the tag team match victory for Obafemi and Randy Orton on the last episode of AWA TV. Obafemi gets one last shot at Grayson Waller's Intercontinental title at Golden Gauntlet. Also signed for Golden Gauntlet, the men's and women's 30-man and 30-women Golden Gauntlet matches, where the winner will main event WrestleFest. The men's will main event WrestleFest against whoever the world champion is, the AWA champion is. Come that time, the women's winner will challenge for the women's world championship, whoever that is in the main event. But this match right here, our opening match of AWA TV episode 9, has Golden Gauntlet implications, because if Angelo Dawkins of the Street Profits can defeat Tonga Loa of the Bloodline, the Street Profits will earn themselves an opportunity at the World Tag Team titles. The titles that they were unsuccessful at winning back at Title Tournament, where they lost that match to the Wyatt Six.
Making his way to the ring from Orlando, Florida, weighing in at 230 pounds, one half of the AWA World Tag Team Champions,
Tonga Loa and Tama Tonga, the current AWA World Tag Team Champions, knocking off the Wyatt Six back at Option A. Wyatt Six, who defeated the Street Profits back at Title Tournament to become the inaugural World Tag Team Champions, have not yet submitted their request for a rematch for those tag team titles. Uncle Howdy, however, will be in a match later on tonight with title implications against Solo Sikoa. More on that in just a moment.
and his opponent, representing the Street Profits from Cincinnati, Ohio, weighing in at 260 pounds, Angelo Dawkins.
As I was saying, later on tonight, Uncle Howdy will go one-on-one with Solo Sikoa, with the winner facing the winner of tonight's main event for the TV title either Sami Zayn, the former champion, or the current new champion, Drew McIntyre, at Golden Gauntlet for the television title. Number 1 contenders match there, Solo Sikoa and Uncle Howdy. There you see one half of the tag team champions, Tonga Loa, the hopeful challenger, possibly, Angelo Dawkins. We are underway here. This match brought on following the last episode's victory by Montez Ford over Tama Tonga, giving the Street Profits one step towards the tag team titles. Now the two powerhouses, one-on-one. And if Dawkins is able to knock off Tonga Loa, the Street Profits will have earned themselves a tag team title opportunity. But don't worry, I have a backup plan if Tonga Loa knocks off Angelo Dawkins tonight. There will be a fatal 4-way tag team match next episode to crown the new number 1 contenders for the tag team titles. But that's if Dawkins is not able to knock off Tonga Loa, who's looking very good to start things off. And you can see Tama Tonga already getting involved, taking off that protective covering on the top turnbuckle. Now Tonga Loa to the second rope. Diving spear taking down Dawkins. Cover here, but the referee tied up with the turnbuckle. Cover now, 2. No, only a 1 count. Dawkins able to power out. Big spear taking down Dawkins. Taking away the power game, taking away the base of Dawkins. Both men to the outside now. Referee beginning his count as both men wage war on the outside of the ring. The Profits have been chasing the tag titles ever since the unsuccessful match at Title Torment. Referee now at a count of 8. At a count of 8, at a count of 9, Dawkins still has not stirred. Dawkins is now stirring, coming to the ring. The referee counts, just barely making it back to the ring is Dawkins. Dawkins with a diving discus uppercut. Now roll through, gut wrench, powering the big Tongan up and down. Now we have an abdominal stretch applied. Reversed out of with the head scissors, spiking Dawkins. Springboard moonsault, bringing Tonga Loa back into the ring. The Bloodline with a death grip on those tag team titles, terrified of the wrath of Solo Sikoa should they lose them. Big pop-up spine buster, cover by Dawkins to send the Profits to the tag team title match. Not able to get the job done. Reversal now by Tonga Loa. Tonga Loa distracted by Montez Ford, sent to the ropes. Flapjack planting Tonga Loa face first. Dawkins now with the cover. Is he going to punch the ticket for the Profits to go to Golden Gauntlet? Yes! The Profits will challenge the Bloodline for the tag team titles at Golden Gauntlet.
Here is your winner, Angelo
Dawkins and the Street Profits, Dawkins and Ford, have just earned themselves a tag team title opportunity at Golden Gauntlet. The real question's going to be is whether or not the Bloodline can defeat the Profits in tag team action, since we know they cannot get the job done in singles action. And now Cora Jade will go the Women's World Champion Cora Jade, preparing for her title defense at Golden Gauntlet against Liv Morgan. Goes one-on-one with Liv Morgan's lackey, the Judgment Day's Raquel Rodriguez. And here comes our inaugural Women's World Champion, still holding that title.
Making her way to the ring from Chicago, Illinois, the AWA Women's World Champion, Cora Jade.
Because what's not being said is there is a surprise for whoever walks out as the Women's World Champion and the AWA Champion following Golden Gauntlet. Shall we say a bump in the road to WrestleFest, which is going to be AWA's version of WrestleMania, our first two-night PLE. The AWA Tag Team title match is official and signed to the card of Golden Gauntlet. And here comes, flanked by her Judgment Day lackeys, Raquel Rodriguez.
And her opponent from Rio Grande Valley, Texas,
Raquel, with the backup of the number one contender, Liv Morgan, the woman who will challenge Cora Jade for the Women's World title at Golden Gauntlet, and Judgment Day's Carlito as well. Cora Jade won the six-pack challenge match at Title Torment to win and become the inaugural Women's World Champion, a match that also included Liv Morgan. Morgan now getting her, what she believes, rightful rematch, even though she wasn't the champion, going into Title Torment. Match is underway. Already a big double-handed chokeslam, dropping the much smaller Cora Jade. The Women's World title match was brought on due to the last episode of AWA TV, where Liv Morgan was able to knock off the Women's World Champion Cora Jade in singles action. If she's able to do that again, and now continuing to weaken Cora Jade for her tag team partners' ascension to the top. Cover on the champion. Is Raquel going to have a pinfall victory? Not quite yet. But as I was saying, Liv Morgan currently owning a pinfall victory over the Women's World Champion. Will assist her, especially in momentum. As you see, she just slid in a kendo stick to try to help her partner, who just avoided a senton by the world champion. Went for the power slam and reversed by Cora Jade, the champion, with a drop kick, dropping the 6-foot-tall Raquel Rodriguez. Cora Jade has held that title for about, I want to say, 30 to 40 days currently. Liv Morgan trying to sweep the leg of the champion. Kicking the champion off, who then rolls to the outside, and now Carlito with a stomp to the champion, Cora Jade, and gets ejected from the outside area. Ooh. The back of the champion's head just snapped back and connected with that thin layer of padding on the covering the concrete floor. And that has to be it for the champion. Covered by Raquel. There's 1, 2, and Raquel Rodriguez now owns a pinfall victory over the Women's World Champion, due to the interference of the Judgment Day. Carlito and Liv Morgan handing Raquel Rodriguez the victory over the Women's World Champion due to that right there. The back of the champion's head swiping back.
Here is your winner, Raquel Rodriguez.
And nearly decapitating the champion, winning the match for the Judgment Day and building momentum for Liv Morgan as she moves closer to her title match at Golden Gauntlet. And speaking of matches with title implications at Golden Gauntlet, Uncle Howdy with the Wyatt Six behind him goes one-on-one with Solo Sikoa. The winner of this match will challenge either Sami Zayn or Drew McIntyre for the TV title at Golden Gauntlet. #1 contenders match for the television title happening right now. Wyatt Six, former tag team champions, losing those tag titles to the Bloodline, who we found out earlier will defend those tag titles against the Street Profits at Golden Gauntlet. Uncle Howdy has the chance to bring gold back to the Wyatt Six if he is able to knock off Solo Sikoa here tonight. In the front, you see Sister Abigail, Nikki Cross. In the back, you see Eric Rowan, Rambling Rabbit. To the left of Uncle Howdy with the lantern, Huskus the Pig or Joe Gacy. And to the right, Mercy the Buzzard or Dexter Loomis. Five sick, twisted, and demented individuals forming a World Tag Team Champion caliber group all here to support one man, the man with the lantern, the leader of the Wyatt Six, Uncle Howdy, who prepares for one-on-one action against the leader of the Bloodline, the leader of the faction that took the tag team titles away from the Bloodline. Or away from the Wyatt Six, rather.
And his opponent from Las Vegas, Nevada, weighing in at 250 pounds, Solo
Sikoa
Sikoa.
being flanked by the Samoan werewolf, Jacob Fatu, a very dangerous man. In his own right. This is going to be a battle of heavyweights. Two leaders of their respective groups head to head, with the winner being granted a TV title opportunity at Golden Gauntlet. Jacob Fatu has come out and said he would like to declare for the men's Golden Gauntlet match, whereas Nikki Cross has already declared for the women's Golden Gauntlet match on the Wyatt Six side of things. Not much else is known when it comes to the other members of either faction. We already know what Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa are going to be doing at Golden Gauntlet, defending the tag titles against the Street Profits. Will Uncle Howdy or Solo Sikoa be challenging either Sami Zayn or Drew McIntyre for the TV title, as they will battle in Sami Zayn's rematch for the TV title later on tonight in our main event? Drew McIntyre knocking off Sami Zayn at option A for the TV title. Sami wasting no time in requesting his rematch. Overhand switch now into a hammerlock by the leader of the Bloodline, the tribal chief, if you will, Solo Sikoa. Uncle Howdy, or Bo Dallas, whatever you want to call him, brought in, let's just say some help, if you will, in Dexter Lumis, Joe Gacy, Eric Rowan, and Nikki Cross in the Wyatt Six. Referee already fixing that top turnbuckle cover, taken off by the big Samoan werewolf on the outside. Diving headbutt, taking out Uncle Howdy. Solo Sikoa in full control of this match. Former tag team champions on the outside, Eric Rowan and Dexter Lumis, unsuccessful back at option A in their title defense against Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa. Now Joe Gacy up on the apron of the ring, and now to the outside goes, and into the steel steps goes Solo Sikoa. Referees now count at 2. Still on the top rope is Uncle Howdy. Uncle Howdy now diving and did not connect, but distracted is Solo Sikoa. Cover here now, and out at 1 is the leader of the Bloodline. Almost going to Golden Gauntlet was Uncle Howdy. This is a bit of a small feud, if you will. I mean, the Bloodline took the tag titles away from, the Wyatt Six. Gold went from one faction to another. Uncle Howdy cannot be happy about that, and he is going to show his displeasure throwing the face of Solo Sikoa into the mat. Uncle Howdy now with the vice grip on the shoulder, taking out the nerves, and now sweeping the leg of Uncle Howdy, getting out of that submission hold. Big shots, jumping headbutt to the face of Uncle Howdy, and now once again getting distracted by Eric Rowan, and a backstabber. Cover by and Jacob Fatu pulls the referee out of the ring, knowing that probably would have been enough for Uncle Howdy to walk away with his spot at Golden Gauntlet secured. And now Uncle Howdy measuring Solo Sikoa. Could we see a Sister Abigail? And it connects. Float over into the cover. There's 1, 2, and Uncle Howdy almost got his ticket to Golden Gauntlet punched. But 1 Sister Abigail is not enough to put down the tribal chief. Boot to the face of Solo Sikoa. Back up. Into the corner goes Solo. Reversal now by Sikoa. Into the corner goes Howdy. I don't think that was the Samoan spike. I don't know. I couldn't really tell. To the top rope goes Solo Sikoa. That's a near 300-pound man. Should not fly like that. Cover by Sikoa. Is he going to punch his ticket? The Golden Gauntlet kick out at 1 by the leader of the Wyatt Six. Solo now with a big body slam, taking down Uncle Howdy. To the top rope goes the near 300-pound man. Went for an elbow, connects to the small of the back. That's going to do a lot of damage to the power game of Uncle Howdy. Now measuring his man is Solo Sikoa. The tribal chief is looking for it and connects with the Samoan spike. Cover. Is Solo Sikoa going to Golden Gauntlet 2? No, not yet. Uncle Howdy kicks out at 2 again. Another kick out at 2, and another Samoan spike connects. Another cover. This has to be it. There's 1, there's 2, and Solo Sikoa will challenge for the TV title at Golden Gauntlet. Whoever the champion is after tonight will have to deal with the Bloodline's leader, the tribal chief Solo Sikoa. Solo Sikoa will challenge for the television championship at Golden Gauntlet. There is a very good chance that the Bloodline could hold almost all the gold by the end of the night at Golden Gauntlet. One Samoan spike was not enough. 2 Samoan spikes is what finally put Uncle Howdy down for the count.
Here is your winner, Solo Sikoa.
The Samoan werewolf in the ring. backing his tribal chief. And you can bet he will be there at Golden Gauntlet to, in their words and in their situation, hopefully watch Solo Sikoa take the TV title from whoever is the television champion come Golden Gauntlet. Following last week's pre-match assault in his match with JBL, the Monster Abyss looks for a measure of revenge as he goes one-on-one with the Eater of Worlds, Bray Wyatt, the man who attacked him pre-match last week. And here comes the Monster Abyss.
The following is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring from parts unknown, weighing in at 350 pounds. He is the Monster Abyss!
The Monster Abyss, the man that for some reason we still have no idea as to why the Monster Abyss was attacked from behind last episode by Bray Wyatt. Looking for a measure of revenge is the former NWA Heavyweight Champion, TNA Heavyweight. I think he was TNA Heavyweight Champion. I'm pretty sure he was. I know it was X Division Champion in TNA. The Monster Abyss. Looking for this measure of revenge against this man. The man who attacked him for little to no reason last episode. The Eater of Worlds. The face of fear. Bray Wyatt. You see the fireflies in the arena. The only explanation Bray Wyatt gave us as to why he attacked the Monster Abyss was he told me to. I don't know who the he is that he is referring to. I don't know what the situation is as to what goes on in Bray Wyatt's brain. But this man has some kinks to work out. That much I can tell you. As to what he meant by he told me to remains to be seen. Making his entrance, and now the Monster Abyss attacking Bray Wyatt from behind. The Monster Abyss returning the favor. The Monster Abyss returning the favor following last week's pre-match assault by Bray Wyatt during Abyss's match with JBL, a match that he would lose because of that pre-match assault. And now these two are going at it on the outside. This match has still not been made official. There has been no bell. The Monster Abyss hid behind the steps and jumped out and attacked Bray Wyatt from behind. Bray Wyatt still wearing his ring coat and his entrance mask. I don't necessarily know what the pre-match assault at the hands of Bray Wyatt was for last week, but there is no doubt what the purpose for tonight's pre-match assault at the hands of Abyss was for. Launching the attack onto the person of the Eater of Worlds, Bray Wyatt, was obviously not a smart idea, as now the Monster Abyss finds himself in a very deadly submission hold here. A submission hold that very well could end the match. The strength of the Monster Abyss just flipping Bray Wyatt over his head with ease. Again, the Eater of Worlds gave one reason for his attack on the Monster Abyss. He said to. I don't know who the he is, but it was very ominous the way Bray Wyatt made it sound. And now, a cover here by the Eater of Worlds, Bray Wyatt. There's one. Kick out at one by the big Monster Abyss. Monster Abyss, his AWA career starting off on a low, losing his first match to JBL last week. Or last episode, rather, due to that pre-match assault launched by Bray Wyatt. An assault that just completely shook the confidence of the Monster Abyss, who launched one tonight onto Bray Wyatt, but is not able to capitalize off it, as Bray Wyatt is now in full control of the Monster Abyss here. Now Sister Abigail on the outside. A Sister Abigail planting the Monster Abyss on the outside. Referee's count now at 5 as Bray Wyatt comes back into the ring and covers the Monster Abyss. This could be it. 1, 2, and the Monster Abyss has just kicked out of a Sister Abigail that was delivered on the floor. And now the Mandible Claw. The Mandible Claw locked in. The Mandible Claw locked in on the Monster Abyss. And now a cover by Bray Wyatt. 1, 2, and Bray Wyatt still successful. Following even a pre-match assault by the Monster Abyss. Returning the favor. Still not enough to knock off the Eater of Worlds, Bray Wyatt. And that was just about all she wrote. The Monster Abyss not fully able to recover following that Sister Abigail on the floor. One shot to the back and then locking in the Mandible Claw and knocking out the Monster Abyss. For the 3 is Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt with the victory following the pre-match assault by the Monster Abyss. The Monster Abyss not able to knock off Bray Wyatt here tonight. Switching gears now to the ongoing rivalry between A-Town Down Under and the Nigerian ruler Obafemi, who last week picked up a pinfall victory with his tag team partner Randy Orton over A-Town Down Under, earning himself his final opportunity at Golden Gauntlet for the Intercontinental Championship, currently held by Grayson Waller. Tonight, he looks to build momentum, taking on the man he pinned last week on the last episode of AWA TV to get that victory. None other than Austin Theory.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Lagos, Nigeria, weighing in at 273 pounds.
Femi working his way towards his final shot and his one last opportunity to walk away with the Intercontinental Championship. He has one last opportunity when he challenges Grayson Waller at Golden Gauntlet for that Intercontinental Championship. That Grayson Waller, I'll give credit to him, he has held that title ever since he won it in that Fatal 4-Way match back at Title Torment. Tonight he has not a tall task ahead of him, but a task that he has failed at before, and that is defeating that man. One of the two brash yet cocky upstarts.
And his opponent, accompanied by Grayson Waller, representing A-Town Down Under from Atlanta, Georgia, weighing in at 220 pounds, Austin Theory.
Theory is, or at least he says, he is done with Randy Orton, and he is washing his hands clean of Randy Orton, and now his only option and his only focus is bringing more gold to A-Town Down Under. As to what that gold is, that remains to be seen. I will tell you that he will be in a #1 contenders match next week for Eddie Guerrero's United States Championship. However, Eddie Guerrero is in action tonight when he goes one-on-one with him, Carmelo Hayes. Showing off the power game with the headlock is the Nigerian ruler, Oba Femi, former NXT champion in the WWE. Oba just tossing Austin Theory around the ring like yesterday's garbage. Now to the ropes goes Theory. Big shoulder tackle, taking down the A-Town Down Under star. To the second rope, Femi waiting for Theory to stand, and just a big body tackle, taking down Theory. Elbow to the small of the back. Now an elbow to the heart. Femi now to the outside along with, and now Waller purposely standing in the way. Moving out of the way now so the referee doesn't kick him out. Clothesline to the back of the head. Oba has told me if he cannot get the job done against Grayson Waller, roll up here, roll up here, roll up here, roll up here, roll up by Theory, and a kick out before the count of one by the ruler, Oba Femi. Femi has told me that if he is not able to get the job done at Golden Gauntlet, and finally knock off Grayson Waller. When it actually counts the most, he will give it up. He will stop trying. Flapjack face first goes. Austin Theory kick to the head, reversal now. Theory back in control. Reversal now by Obafemi. Back and forward sequence here by Femi, and now into the exposed steel turnbuckle, which was exposed by his tag team partner. Went for the elbow, missed. Sledgehammer gets brought into the ring. Cover here by Theory. Kick out at 1 by the Ruler. Waller now measuring the Ruler. Sends Femi into the corner. Now sending Femi out, back to the rope, and with a big discus elbow to the face. Cover by Theory here. Kick out again at 1 by the Ruler. To the second rope goes Theory. Very comfortable up there. Big splash across the midsection of Obafemi. Obafemi does hold one pinfall victory over Grayson Waller, and now over Austin Theory. Cover though by Theory. 2, and again. Femi kicks out, and now could be looking for A-Town. Down, connecting is Austin Theory. Cover for the win. 2, and Theory knocks off Obafemi. Femi with yet another unsuccessful performance. Against A-Town Down Under.
Here is your winner, Austin Theory.
That has to do a lot to hurt the confidence of Obafemi as he moves to Golden Gauntlet to challenge Grayson Waller for that Intercontinental Championship that Waller has held since he won it and became the inaugural Intercontinental Champion. Speaking of champions, the United States Champion Eddie Guerrero, coming off a successful title defense at Option A, where I believe he defended against Braun Breaker. No, I think it might have been AJ Styles. I know it was AJ Styles or Braun Breaker. Still, he successfully retained his title. Now entering with said title.
Making his way to the ring from El Paso, Texas, weighing in at 228 pounds, the AWA United States Champion, Eddie Guerrero.
Eddie Guerrero defeated both AJ Styles and Braun Breaker in a triple threat match back at Title Torment to walk out with that United States Championship. Defended it against one of them, I believe it was Styles, back at Option A, and walked out still your United States Champion. Now the question is, who is he going to defend it against when it comes to Golden Gauntlet? You would have to think that if Carmelo Hayes were to knock off Eddie Guerrero here, he would be the #1 contender for the United States Championship.
From Boston, Massachusetts, weighing in at 210 pounds, Carmelo Hayes.
Hayes. He is him. He is a former NXT champion. In the WWE, NXT North American champion as well. Tonight, if he were to knock off Eddie Guerrero, that would cement, he would have a pretty good case to be the #1 contender for the U.S. champion. However, there is a #1 contenders match next week for the U.S. championship. Austin Theory, I know, is going to be in that match. I'm not sure who I'm going to put in that match along with Austin Theory. If Carmelo Hayes wins this match, maybe it might be him. Now, quick cover here on the champion and a kick out before the count of 1 by the United States champion. Go around. And look at it this way. Even if Carmelo Hayes is not able to become the #1 contender, if he gets the opportunity to be the #1 contender, or if he's not able to knock off Eddie Guerrero tonight, you know, there's always the men's Golden Gauntlet match at Golden Gauntlet as well, which is in some cases better for people, as you get a main event spot to challenge whoever the AWA champion is at WrestleFest. Frog splash from the second rope, cover here by Carmelo Hayes. What an upset it would be if he were able to knock off the United States champion, Eddie Guerrero, a man who who won that match in a triple threat match, defended that title, you know, at least once already. Now, cover here, roll up by Eddie Guerrero, and a kick out at 1 by Hayes. Springboard missile drop kick does not connect. Now the upper hand in Carmelo's corner. He has had really an answer for everything that Eddie Guerrero has been able to do, and now a DDT, spiking Eddie on the apron of the ring. Eddie not able to fully get out of the blocks in this matchup here, and now he gets face planted into the outside matting. Back in the ring comes the United States champion. Carmelo Hayes now with the cover on the U.S. champion. 1, 2, and Eddie out at 2 yet again. Eddie has not been able to get out of the blocks here. Carmelo Hayes has truly brought his A game tonight. Went for a big clothesline and missed. If that happens to anybody at Golden Gauntlet, they will be eliminated and not earn themselves that #1 contendership, that main event spot at Golden Gauntlet. Now Eddie in control of this match now, finally getting some offense mustered against the brash Carmelo Hayes. Looking for Carmelo to stand up. Springboard Hurricane Rana, cover by the U.S. champion. Is this going to be enough? Kick out at 1 by the ever-resilient Carmelo Hayes. And now, here is 1 I thought he was going for the Three Amigos there. Cover by the U.S. champion. 1, 2, no, kick out at 1 by Carmelo Hayes. Dropping the knee into the shoulder. To the top rope goes the United States champion. 5-star frog splash connecting. Cover by the United States champion. There's 2. And almost 2 3/4. And Carmelo Hayes, the ever resilient Carmelo Hayes, getting out of it. Truly thought that was all she wrote for Carmelo, not to be. And now Eddie still in control of this match with a submission now, taken and ringing the arm. Continuing to do more and more damage to the arm of Carmelo Hayes. To the second rope goes Eddie Guerrero, the United States champion, jumping off Hurricane Rana. To the outside goes Carmelo to take a breather. And now comes back in, gets a fist in the face for his troubles. Eddie now with a backbreaker. Eddie now back to the top rope. Is he going to go for another 5-star frog splash? Another cover here. Here's the count. Here's 1, 2, and Carmelo. Although he came very close, Carmelo was no match for the United States champion here tonight. He did take the champion to his limit, though, so you have to give Carmelo that. Almost walking away with a pinfall victory. I thought it was it right there. A springboard DDT to the apron, and then a face buster on the floor. I thought that was it for sure. Eddie barely getting the shoulder up at 2. After that, however, it was pretty much all Eddie Guerrero from there. I will say, for the resilience of Carmelo Hayes, it did take 2. Count them, 2 5-star frog splashes to put down Carmelo Hayes. And although he was unsuccessful, he may have just earned himself a place in that #1 contenders match next week for the U.S. title. As I said, I'm not sure yet. I have to take a look at things and see where things stand, but a very, very impressive outing. Take nothing away from Carmelo Hayes, but tonight, the United States champion Eddie Guerrero reigns supreme yet again here on AWA TV Episode 9. Part 1 has come to an end. In Part 2, 2 men who have declared for the men's Golden Gauntlet match will go one-on-one. The LWO Santos Escobar and the Judgment Day's Finn Balor. I don't know why Garza's on that side. I'll fix that. Will kick us off in AWA TV Episode 9, Part 2. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff, and I'll see you in Part 2, friends.